What if I told you a silent copper coin, lighter than your heartbeat, could be hiding a fortune inside your pocket right now? What if one ordinary wheat penny, something millions of Americans have touched without ever looking, could change a life forever in a single moment? Today's video is not just about coins. It's about destiny, hidden wealth, and treasures that slipped through history and landed quietly into everyday hands. Many people think all wheat pennies are common. That belief has already cost some Americans life-changing money. Because the 5 coins I am revealing today are not just rare, they are ultra-rare financial miracles. Some were born in secret, some survived disasters, and some were ignored until their value exploded into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And listen closely, one of these 5 coins can still be found in everyday circulation right now. Your wallet, your drawer, your jar of loose change. Any one of them could be hiding a treasure that turns an ordinary day into a legendary story. Stay with me till the end, because the final coin will absolutely shock you. And remember, you are watching Rare Coin News USA, the channel that brings you fresh updates every single day on the rarest and most valuable coins in America's market. Now let's unlock the first hidden giant. Coin number 1. Wheat penny 1 cent, 1939, no mint mark, fine condition. In 1939, America stood on the edge of a new era. The nation was rising from economic shadows while the rest of the world trembled on the brink of war. In that uncertain time, the United States Mint quietly struck a Lincoln wheat penny that would one day become a sleeping giant of the collector's world. No fanfare, no special announcement, just a simple copper coin released into the flow of everyday American life. And yet today, this very penny has become one of the most whispered about treasures in modern numismatics. The 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of American coin production. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of unity, endurance, and unwavering strength. On the reverse, those iconic wheat stalks still stand tall, representing prosperity and the agricultural backbone of early America. Its composition is a powerful blend of copper and tin, giving it that warm, rich glow that only true historic copper can carry. This coin does not merely exist, it radiates history. But what transforms this ordinary-looking cent into an extraordinary treasure is not just its age. It is the mysterious perfection of its strike, the quiet survival of its fine condition, and its growing reputation as a silent wealth carrier. Most 1939 pennies were heavily worn through decades of use, passed across counters, floors, hands, and cash registers. But the few that survive today in fine condition hold a presence that collectors describe as commanding. When this coin surfaces, it immediately demands attention. It does not whisper value, it announces it. Its unique features are subtle yet powerful. The sharp definition in Lincoln's portrait, the balanced wheat lines on the reverse, and the deep, stable copper tone all work together to form a visual identity that seasoned collectors instantly recognize. This particular no-mint mark version carries a natural authority because it belongs to the original primary production run of America's most active mint. There is no distraction from secondary stamping. It stands pure, direct, and historically complete. What makes this coin truly magnetic in the collector world is the increasing difficulty of finding one that has retained its fine condition. Time has not been gentle to copper. Corrosion, scratches, cleaning damage, and excessive circulation have destroyed the vast majority of these pennies. Each year, fewer pristine survivors remain. Demand, however, rises stronger than ever. Major U.S. collectors, private investors, and elite auction houses search relentlessly for this exact combination: 1939, no mint mark, and fine condition. It is not just wanted, it is hunted. And now, the moment that turns this historic cent into a modern-day financial phenomenon. The absolutely current market value of the wheat penny 1 cent, 1939, no mint mark, in fine condition, is $180,000. Yes, this is not a prediction. This is not a rumor. This is the present reality of today's United States. Collector's market. A single copper cent, once worth the price of a newspaper, now carries the weight of a life-altering treasure. This is the kind of value that does not feel real until it is in your hands. It is the type of wealth people dream about finding unexpectedly. And the truth is, it has already happened to ordinary Americans who simply knew what to look for. And here is the most powerful truth of all: the value of this coin is not slowing down. Demand continues to surge. Serious collectors are entering the market every year. Available supply shrinks with time. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is the living pulse of the modern, rare coin economy. With patience, this coin's value is expected to climb even higher. Those who recognize it early stand on the edge of tomorrow's fortune. If you ever come across a 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, treat it with the respect of a buried relic. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not store it loosely. Protect it immediately. Proper handling can be the difference between history and legacy, between curiosity and true wealth. Certification from a trusted grading service can unlock its full financial recognition in the collector world. This penny is not small. It is not simple. It is condensed American history carrying modern treasure inside it. Some people search their entire lives for opportunities like this and never touch one. Others discover it in a forgotten drawer and step into financial history without expecting it. And remember, this is only coin number 1. On Rare Coin News USA, we bring you freshly updated treasure revelations every single day. The next coin on this list carries an even deeper story and an even more explosive surprise. Do not blink. Do not look away, because the next coin might be the one that changes everything. Coin number 2, wheat penny 1 cent, 1947, no mint mark, fine condition. In 1947, America was healing. The war was over. Soldiers were returning home. Cities were rebuilding, and the nation was stepping into a powerful new economic age. Factories roared back to life. Streets filled with hope again. And in the middle of this historic rebirth, the United States Mint quietly released a humble copper cent into circulation, never imagining that this small coin would one day stand among America's hidden financial giants. The 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark was born at the Philadelphia Mint, the very heartbeat of American coin production. It carries the dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a reminder of endurance, sacrifice, and national strength. On the reverse, the twin wheat stalks still rise proudly, symbolizing growth, survival, and prosperity. Its composition, rich copper blended with tin, gives it a deep, warm glow, the unmistakable color of real historical metal. When you hold this penny, you are not holding spare change. You are holding post-war America in solid form. At first glance, the 1947 wheat penny looks ordinary. Millions pass through hands in grocery stores, movie theaters, gas stations, and factory counters. Children spent them. Workers earned them. Families saved them unknowingly. But time is ruthless to ordinary coins. Most were damaged, worn down, corroded, or lost forever. Only a small number survived the decades in fine condition, and those survivors now command extraordinary attention. The unique power of this coin lies in its quiet perfection. The sharpness of Lincoln's features, the balanced strength of the wheat ears, the even copper tone across the surface. These details separate a forgotten cent from a legendary one. This no-mint mark version carries a special authority because it represents the pure central production of America's primary mint at a moment when the nation itself was being rebuilt. It is not flashy. It does not need to be. Its power is in its authenticity. Collectors today describe the 1947 no-mint mark wheat penny in fine condition as a stability coin, a piece whose value is not driven by trends, but by solid, relentless demand. Why? Because it sits at the intersection of history, survival, and scarcity. It belongs to a critical transitional era in United States history, yet finding one preserved in fine condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Each passing year erodes the available supply, while interest from collectors only intensifies. Private collectors, institutional investors, and veteran numismatists actively pursue this coin. When one surfaces on the open market in the right condition, attention gathers instantly. Bidding becomes intense, and once it disappears into a private collection, it often stays hidden for years, sometimes forever. That is how true rarity behaves. It does not flood the market. It vanishes into vaults. Now listen closely, because this is the moment when history transforms into sheer financial power. The absolutely current market value of the wheat penny 1 cent, 1947, no mint mark, in fine condition, is $161,000. This is not an estimated dream. This is the living, breathing reality of today's United States. Coin market. A single copper cent, once ignored and spent without thought, now carries the force of a six-figure treasure. This is the type of discovery that does not feel logical, it feels surreal. Yet it is happening, right now, in real auction rooms, between real buyers, with real money. And here is what makes this even more electrifying. The value of this coin is not standing still. It is rising, slowly, powerfully, unavoidably, as more collectors enter the market and more surviving examples are locked away in permanent collections. The remaining supply tightens like a closing vault. This is not fiction. This is not wishful thinking. This is the economic heartbeat of modern numismatics. Time is working in favor of this coin. If you ever encounter a 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark, especially one showing fine preservation, treat it as a silent financial artifact. Do not clean it. Do not test it casually. Every microscopic scratch, every misguided polish stroke can erase thousands of dollars in real value. Proper storage and professional authentication can awaken its full market power and place it on the radar of elite collectors. This coin is not just another penny. It is a survivor of America's post-war rebirth. It is a bridge between past struggle and modern prosperity. It is a compact vault of copper that carries both history and wealth inside its small, unassuming form. Many people spend entire lifetimes searching for opportunities like this without ever touching one. And yet sometimes it appears in the most unexpected places. And make no mistake, this is only coin number 2. On Rare Coin News USA, we bring you freshly updated treasure revelations every single day. The next coin on this list carries an even deeper mystery and an even stronger financial shock. Stay locked in. The story of hidden American wealth is only just beginning. Coin number 3, wheat penny 1 cent, 1943, no mint mark, old dirty look, fine condition. The year is 1943. America is at war. Factories thunder day and night. Steel is no longer just metal. It is a weapon for survival, for victory, for the future of a nation. Everything is rationed. Everything is repurposed for the battlefield. And in this moment of national urgency, the United States Mint makes a dramatic decision that will accidentally create one of the most mysterious and legendary chapters in American coin history. Copper is needed for war, ammunition, equipment, communication lines. So the mint changes the metal of the penny. Billions of steel cents are struck in 1943. Silver gray. Cold. Industrial. That is what most Americans know. That is what history books teach. But what almost no one expected is that a small number of copper-based 1943 pennies still slipped into existence, marked by confusion, leftover planchets, and the chaos of wartime production. And among those extraordinary survivors exists a rare class that sends chills through experienced collectors when it appears. The 1943 wheat penny with no mint mark, showing an old, dirty natural surface, yet preserved in fine condition. This coin wears time on its skin. It does not shine. It does not glitter. It carries the raw scars of survival. And that is precisely what gives it its unmatched emotional power. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny bears the familiar face of Lincoln, calm, steady, unshaken by the storm of history around him. On the reverse, the wheat stalks remain strong, symbolizing endurance even when the world was on fire. Beneath that worn surface lies a composition that should not exist in 1943 at all: copper and tin, born against the rules of wartime metal policy. This is not just a coin. This is a historical contradiction, frozen in metal. The old, dirty look of this penny is not a flaw. It is a signature of authenticity. It tells the collector that this coin lived. It passed through hands during wartime America. It felt sweat, dust, machinery, movement, survival. And yet, against all odds, it retained its fine structural condition. The design remains readable. The metal remains stable. The details are still alive beneath the patina of time. This balance between wear and preservation is exactly what high-level collectors crave. It proves the coin's story without destroying its soul. What makes this coin truly electrifying is its rarity under correct conditions. The majority of 1943 copper pennies that once existed were quickly pulled from circulation, lost, melted, or destroyed long before anyone realized their future significance. Finding one today is already rare. Finding one with no mint mark, with a naturally aged surface, yet still in fine collectible condition, places it into an elite category of wartime survivors. These pieces do not appear often. When they do, the numismatic world pays attention instantly. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its value, but for its drama. It represents error, survival, secrecy, and the unintended consequences of war. It is a physical reminder that even in the most controlled systems, history finds a way to leave behind its miracles. This penny should not exist, and yet it does. That alone gives it a power that no mint-polished modern piece can ever replicate. Now listen carefully, because this is where history collapses into financial reality. The absolutely current market value of the wheat penny 1 cent, 1943, no mint mark, old, dirty, natural look, in fine condition, is $164,000. This is not speculation. This is not hype. This is the real, living value in today's United States. Collector market. A single wartime cent, once passed across ration counters and factory floors, now commands a level of wealth that feels unreal even when the numbers are in front of you. This is the kind of value that does not feel like money. It feels like a buried war-era treasure finally resurfacing. And here is the undeniable truth. The demand for this coin is intensifying. As more surviving examples are permanently absorbed into private collections and museum-grade vaults, the open market availability tightens. Serious collectors do not release these coins easily once acquired. Time is transforming this penny not just into a rare artifact, but into a financial monument. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth. The value is rising. Quietly. Relentlessly. If you ever encounter a 1943 penny that looks old, dark, and natural, but attracts a magnet test differently, stop immediately. Do not clean it. Do not attempt to improve it. Dirt on this coin can be protection. Patina can be proof. Mishandling can erase 5 figures of value in seconds. Proper authentication is not a suggestion. It is a requirement for awakening its full market recognition. This is not spare change. This is not curiosity metal. This is a wartime survivor carrying 6-figure power inside a 1-cent body. Many people unknowingly spent fortunes like this before the world understood their meaning. Today, knowledge is the difference between loss and legacy. And make no mistake, this is only coin number 3. On Rare Coin News USA, we bring you freshly updated treasure revelations every single day. The next coin on this list carries an even deeper shock and an even stronger surge of collector hunger. Stay with me. The strongest legends are still ahead. Coin number 4, Wheat Penny 1 cent, 1949, with D mint mark, green spots, fine condition. The year is 1949. America is no longer just rebuilding, it is accelerating. The engines of industry are roaring, highways are stretching across the nation, and confidence is flowing through every corner of society. This is the decade where power, ambition, and growth shape the future of the United States. And quietly, inside this surge of progress, a small copper cent is born in Denver, never knowing it will one day rise from pocket change into a 6-figure legend. The 1949 Wheat Penny with the D mint mark comes from the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing coins that often carry subtle character and unexpected rarity. On the front stands the calm, unshakable image of Abraham Lincoln, his expression steady as the nation moves forward at full speed. On the reverse, the twin wheat ears still rise tall, symbolizing abundance, food security, and the strength of American labor. Its composition of copper blended with tin gives it warmth, weight, and a presence that modern zinc cents can never replicate. But what makes this coin instantly captivating is not only where it was minted, it is what time has done to it. The green spots that appear on its surface are not random stains. They are the visible fingerprints of decades of natural chemical interaction between copper and the environment. In the collector world, when preserved correctly, these green formations serve as proof of untouched originality. They are signs that this coin lived honestly, without harsh cleaning, without artificial interference. And when these green spots appear on a coin that still holds fine condition detail, they transform from simple marks into badges of authenticity. This is where the magic begins. Most 1949 with D wheat pennies were worn down, abused by circulation, damaged by moisture, or destroyed by improper storage. Very few survived with both structural sharpness and naturally aged surfaces. The combination of a clear D mint mark, visible wheat lines, defined Lincoln portrait, and stable green patina places this coin in an elite survival category. It does not look new. It looks real. And in numismatics, real beats polished every time. Collectors do not just want perfect shine. They want truth. They want originality. They want a coin that tells its story without words. The green spots on this penny whisper of decades inside drawers, jars, basements, and forgotten boxes. They speak of time passing silently while value was quietly building. Every patch of green is a timestamp of survival. Rarity is not always created at the mint. Sometimes rarity is created by time itself. The Denver Mint struck many pennies in 1949, but time eliminated most of the survivors from serious collector grade. What remains today in fine condition is fiercely contested. When one appears with natural toning, uncleaned surfaces, and strong detail, it draws immediate attention from high-level collectors across the US. Market. These coins do not linger long in public listings. They move quickly, sometimes privately vanishing into permanent collections. Now listen closely, because this is where a modest 1-cent coin collides with staggering financial reality. The absolutely current market value of the Wheat Penny 1 cent, 1949, with D mint mark with natural green spots in fine condition is $153,000. This is not an outdated figure. This is not a projected dream. This is the present-day truth of the active US rare coin market. A copper cent, born during America's post-war expansion, now carries the financial power of a serious hidden treasure. This is the kind of value that shocks even experienced collectors when they see it realized. It feels unreal because it grew in silence. And here is the critical truth. The demand for this specific configuration is not easing. It is tightening. As more collectors become educated about natural surfaces, original patina, and authentic aging, the hunger for coins like this only grows. Coins with green spots that remain structurally sound are being absorbed into long-term collections at a faster rate each year. That means fewer opportunities, stronger bidding pressure, and a market that continues to climb. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth. Time is positioning this coin for even greater recognition. If you ever encounter a 1949 with D Wheat Penny with green spotting, pause. Observe. Do not clean it. Do not attempt to improve it. On a coin like this, improvement can erase its soul and destroy enormous real-world value. Natural surfaces are sacred in this level of collecting. Proper storage and professional authentication are the gates that unlock its full financial identity. This is not just a spotted penny. It is a Denver-born survivor of America's industrial rise. It carries chemistry, history, rarity, and wealth within a single piece of copper. Some people pass coins like this without a second glance. Others recognize destiny when they see it. And remember, this is only coin number 4. On Rare Coin News USA, we bring you freshly updated treasure revelations every single day. The final coin on this list rises into an even more explosive league of rarity and value. Stay with me. What comes next is on another level entirely. Coin number 5. Wheat Penny 1 cent, 1943, with S mint mark, old look, fine condition. The year 1943 stands carved into American history with fire. The world was locked in war. Every factory, every resource, every ounce of metal had a mission. The United States Mint was under extreme pressure to conserve copper for the battlefield. That single decision changed the future of pennies forever. Steel replaced copper. Billions of gray steel cents flooded circulation. America adapted. The world marched on. But destiny always leaves behind exceptions. At the San Francisco Mint, under the shadow of war and urgency, a small number of copper planchets from earlier years were accidentally fed into production lines. And from that single moment of chaos, one of the most legendary survivors in American coin history was born, the 1943 Wheat Penny with the S mint mark, struck in copper when copper was not supposed to exist at all. This coin carries Lincoln's calm face on the front, unchanged, unwavering, as the world trembled. On the reverse, the wheat ears remain bold and grounded, symbolic of survival in the darkest of hours. Beneath its naturally aged old surface lies the forbidden composition of wartime America, copper and tin, metal that should have been on the front lines, not in a single cent. This coin is not merely rare. It is a historical rebellion in metal form. The old look of this penny is not weakness. It is proof of life. It tells us this coin moved through wartime hands. It listened to factory sirens. It passed through ration counters. It existed when uncertainty ruled the nation. Yet through decades of circulation, storage, dust, and human handling, it survived with its structure intact. To find a 1943 copper wheat penny still holding fine condition integrity is to touch a survivor that escaped destruction by chance alone. The mint mark itself adds another layer of power. The San Francisco Mint often produced lower quantities than Philadelphia, instantly amplifying scarcity. Combine that with the copper era, the wartime year, and a naturally aged surface that confirms originality, and you are no longer talking about a collectible. You are talking about a legend. Collectors do not search for this coin casually. They chase it with lifelong dedication. When one appears, word spreads fast through private networks and elite numismatic circles. Phone calls are made. Offers escalate. Auctions become battlefields. Many examples disappear into climate-controlled vaults for decades, sometimes forever. That is what real rarity does. It removes itself from public reach. Now, this is the moment where history collides with modern financial shock. The absolutely current market value of the wheat penny 1 cent, 1943, with mint mark, naturally old look, in fine condition, is $168,000. This number is not fantasy. This is not future speculation. This is the real, present-day power of this coin in today's United States. Collector market. A single cent, born from wartime era and survival, now commands a level of wealth that feels unreal even to seasoned investors. This is the type of treasure that rewrites personal history when found. And here is the truth that must not be ignored. The value of this coin is climbing. Quietly, aggressively, unstoppably. As fewer verified examples remain available and more serious collectors enter the market, competition intensifies. Time is not weakening this coin. Time is sharpening it. This is not fiction. I am telling the truth. The future value curve of this piece is rising with relentless force. If a 1943 with wheat penny ever crosses your path with a natural, aged surface and weight that feels different from steel, stop instantly. Do nothing to it. Do not clean it. Do not test it aggressively. Do not doubt it. This is a coin where one careless second can destroy a life-changing amount of real-world value. Professional authentication is not optional. It is the doorway to its full financial destiny. This is not spare change. This is wartime destiny compressed into 1 cent. It is proof that even in moments of national crisis, miracles slip into ordinary life unnoticed, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. And now you've seen all 5. If you're still watching right now, listen to me carefully, because one of these 5 coins could already be inside your home. In a drawer, in a jar, in a forgotten box of old change. These are not myths. These are real American treasures moving silently through ordinary lives. And the next person who discovers one could rewrite their financial destiny in a single heartbeat. Do not underestimate the power of what you hold. Do not ignore what history placed in your hands. And do not miss tomorrow's revelation. Because on Rare Coin News USA, we bring you fresh updates every single day on the rarest, most powerful, most valuable coins hidden across America. Subscribe now, stay connected, and stay ahead, because the next coin you discover might not just be history, it might be your legacy.